Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another Tea Talk. Glad to see you. Glad you are here. Sis, I got a question for you tonight. When did you stop choosing you? That's the question I got for you. When did you stop choosing you? Here's what I want you to remember. It's not about what you do on a big scale. It's something you do every single day. So I hope you got your hot tea. I hope you got your journal. Let's talk about how you lost yourself when you started choosing other people. That's right. It wasn't something that you've done just in one day. It was something you did over and over and over again. So let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you how we even got to this subject tonight. Okay. This subject tonight came because of a tea tag that I had earlier this week. You know, I love hot tea. So I was drinking my hot tea earlier this week, and the tag on the tea bag said this: give to others and give to yourself the same attention. Y'all, that tea bag was all up in my business this week. It said, give to others and give to yourself the same attention. And that's where we often lose ourselves, ladies. We often lose ourselves because we give to others more attention than we give to ourselves. And that's what choosing others looks like. That's when you're not choosing you, when you give to other people more than you're giving to yourself. So I got a question. When did you stop giving you the same attention? Do you remember when it was? Was it in your 20s? Was it in your 30s? Was it in your 40s? Oh, maybe it still is going on now. Maybe you're recognizing that, wait a minute, bits and pieces of me are missing. I'm not the same. I'm not feeling the same. Sometimes people, when I ask people, how you doing? When I see them, women will say the same thing over and over and over again. I'm here. I'm blessed and highly favored. To me, when you tell me you blessed and highly favored, or you say something like, I'm here, listen, you are just going through the motions. You're not even an active participant in the life that you are living. And here's the truth: you only get one. We don't get to do this over. But here's the beautiful thing about midlife: this time of our lives is really about creating the life that we want. And so this isn't about whether you love yourself, because a lot of people will tell me in coaching and counseling, oh, I love myself. I take myself out to the movies. I go shopping. I do this. I do that. Yeah. Listen, choosing yourself isn't about loving yourself. It's about whether you're actually paying attention to yourself. Yeah. It's about the attention that you're actually giving to yourself. So, how do we love ourselves? It looks like, yeah, saying no. It looks like putting up boundaries. It looks like enforcing the boundaries that you put up. It looks like taking care of yourself. But here's what it looks like when you're not choosing yourself. Can I give you a couple of hints here? Here's what it looks like when you are not choosing yourself. And just say, ouch, if I hit you. That's okay. I'm here to help. Just say, ouch, if it hits you. Here's the first one. When they ask you to do something you really don't want to do, you say yes. Why? Because it's automatic. Why? Because it's habit. Because you've gotten to the point to where you're not even having a conversation with yourself anymore about what you don't want to do. You just automatically show up and show up being great. So you're often saying yes when you really want to say no. Here's another sign that you're not choosing yourself. Yeah, you know you had that doctor's appointment scheduled. You know you had that dentist appointment scheduled. Guess what? You canceled the appointment because they needed you. That's right. You canceled the appointment. Or even worse, you didn't even schedule it because you weren't even on your list to do. You weren't even on your list, sis. Here's another one. You ignore the boundary. There's a boundary that you tried to put up, but guess what? When they come to you and ask you, and you just get all in your feelings, guess what? You end up changing your mind, and now the boundary that you put in place, it's gone. That's what not choosing you looks like. It looks like ignoring your own needs. It looks like ignoring your own wants. It looks like putting yourself on the back burner. And so here you are at this stage in your life. And here's the truth: you've become great at managing a life that does not even include you. Let me say that again. You've become great at managing a life that does not even include you. See, self abandonment can look like being strong. It can look like being the one. It can look like being the answer. It can look like being dependable. You know how you show up, sis, with that S on your chest and that cape blowing in the wind? Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like you've got it all together. That's what self abandonment looks like, because you've abandoned what you really wanted and what you really needed to show up like Superwoman for everybody else. But can I help you tonight? Yep, take a sip of your tea because it's about to get tight. Here are 4 signs you've stopped choosing yourself. So whip out your journal, sis, because I want you to put all 4 of these signs in your journal, because I want you to go back after tonight. You know how I like to give you homework. I want you to go back and I want you to take a look at these 4 signs, and I want you to see how you're showing up in 4 of these signs. Here's the first one. Here are 4 signs you've stopped choosing yourself. The first one is this: you are known as the woman who doesn't need anybody or anything. You're known as that girl. You're known as that chick. You're known as the lady who can handle anything, hot or cold. She got it together. Let me say that again. Hot or cold, she got it together. She's going to put it together. You're going to create something out of nothing. You know how we like to do? Oh, I'm a strong Black woman. I create something out of nothing. I make it all happen. Yeah, sis, that's actually a sign that you are choosing everybody else over yourself. That's actually a sign that you're not choosing you. Listen, when you don't need anybody or anything, that's a sign that you've abandoned you. I know, just take a sip. It's okay. Here's the second sign, that you've stopped choosing yourself. You ready? I told you it was going to get tight. Here's the second one. You're living in the after room. You know, that room that you created. After the kids get grown, I'm going to do this. After I retire, I'm going to do this. After they get out of my pocketbook, I'm going to go do this for myself. After I get this divorce, I'm going to do this. After I quit this job, I'm going to do this. You're living in a room that's called the after room. And here's the truth, sis. Come a little bit closer. It's okay. Take a deep breath. There is no room after the after room. There's always going to be a room where everybody wants everything from you because you set it up that way. You've got to close that door to the after room and stop living there. Stop living in this room, because guess what? There's nothing after this room. You can't keep putting yourself on pause for everyone else. That's a sign that you're choosing them instead of you. So after the kids get grown, guess what happens after the kids get grown? Then we got grandkids. And now you've put your life on hold, not only for your kids, but for your grandkids. Get out of the after room. After they do this or after they do that, listen, that's not a room that you decorate, sis. Close the door and come out of it. That's the second sign that you have stopped choosing yourself. Here's the third sign that you are starting to choose others instead of choosing yourself. You feel guilty when you do choose yourself. You feel guilty when you put your phone on mute. You feel guilty when you start taking rest for yourself. You feel guilty when you go get a massage. You feel guilty when they call and you're getting a manicure and you don't answer the phone. You feel guilty when you're sitting in the car taking a breather for yourself and you're going through your to-do list and you're not even on your list. You feel guilty about doing the things you need to do for you. That's the third sign that you're not even choosing you anymore. You're choosing them. And so when it comes to what you want and need, I've told y'all this time and time again, You've got to sit with yourself in order to learn yourself. You can't keep going through the automatic motions expecting your life to look different. You didn't just show up one day and feel the way that you're feeling today. You didn't. It took years for you to create this life where you don't even recognize who you are in this life. You don't even recognize the choices that you need to make for yourself. Sis, I got a question. When was the last time you went to the doctor? When is the last time you had a mammogram? When is the last time you had your teeth cleaned? When is the last time you had an x-ray of your teeth? When was the last time you went to your primary caregiver just to sit down and have a conversation about your own health needs? When was the last time you did that for you? And I'm not talking about having the appointment where you're rushing through the appointment or you got your phone just like this, looking to see who's calling you and who's texting you because of something they want. I'm talking about one of those appointments where it really was all about you, where you really sat in that space with yourself and you looked and you said, you know what? This appointment is for me because I'm so important that I'm actually showing up for me. When was the last time you didn't contemplate actually canceling a trip that you really wanted to go on because somebody asked you to be the babysitter, or somebody asked you to give them some money, the money you had saved for your own trip, but you gave it to them only to find out that they didn't tell you the truth about the light bill, right? But then you saw on Facebook, they actually went on the trip with the money that they gave you, that you gave them. Right. I'm asking a question, sis. You feel guilty about doing things for you. But here's the truth. When you start choosing you, the guilt goes away because you recognize just how important you are, not to them, but to you. Here's the fourth sign that you've stopped choosing yourself. I told you I was going to get tight. Here's the fourth sign. You know what everybody else needs, but you don't know what you need. Let me say that again. You know what everybody else needs, but you don't know what you need. Let me put it to you this way. What size clothes do your grandbaby wear? What size shoe does your daughter or your son wear? How much was the last cell phone bill that you paid for your child? Exactly. You can tell me all of that, but if I were to ask you, sis, what's your new bra size right now? You can't even tell me. You tell me, girl, I don't even know. I just go to the store and I try on stuff, and if it fit, I get it. Yeah. You know why? Because you're not even taking the time out to take care of you. That's it. What's the last time that you actually had all of your blood work done for yourself, sis? See, midlife, there's a lot going on in our bodies. And here's the truth. You can't keep chugging along and doing things the way you used to do. You've got to start taking care of you. Let me put this shameless plug in for your health, sis. Do you know the number one health issue that Black women have in midlife that causes unexpected death for us? It's heart disease. Do you know you just don't wake up and have heart disease? It's a death. It is a slow death. Here's why. Because in our 30s and 40s, we start losing estrogen. Yeah, I'm a go doctor on you real quick. Excuse me. Yeah, my husband was up there. He got me looking at him. But here's the truth. In your 30s and 40s, you start losing estrogen. Excuse me. And in losing estrogen, we still don't know how it works, but we do know that estrogen has a very important part in our bodies. And as we start to lose our estrogen, our cholesterol goes up, our blood pressure goes up, and the very things that we used to help us get through those hectic times in our lives is the very thing that we don't have more of anymore. And so now your cortisol is going up higher. Why? Because you're more stressed. You're living a more stressful life. And so now, as stressful as you are, the very thing that you need to help counteract that stress is gone. And so now here you are living this stressful life and your body is changing. There's a lot of you that's starting to show up in this midsection that I like to call the fluff. And the fluff shows up. And that's very dangerous, sis. And so here you are being great for everybody else and choosing everybody else, all the while internally your health is tanking. And so that's my public service announcement to you, sis. I need you to start choosing you because you need to be here for you. I need you to go to the doctor. I need you to stop canceling that appointment. I need you to stop saying, I don't have time to go to the doctor because they need me here and they need me there. No, sis, you need you here and you need you here today. So make that appointment this week. Here's the truth. Choosing yourself doesn't mean choosing only yourself. It isn't me only, it's including you too. There used to be a movement years ago called the Me Too movement, where, of course, if you go back and take a look at that, it was all about women who had been sexually assaulted by men in the media industry or in television and different places like that. But I want to start a Me Too movement tonight. It isn't about choosing everybody else. It's about choosing me too. I want to show up in my own life. And that's what living by design is all about. Living by design isn't about abandoning people. It isn't about abandoning others. It is about choosing yourself. It is about saying yes to yourself. And so here are 3 ways I want you to start choosing yourself this week. That's right, Stephanie. Stephanie put in there, me too. Yes, that's what the movement is. In this stage of our lives, it's about me too. It's not about me versus them. It's about including me in my own life. If I take care of them, then why can't I take care of me too? If I do for them, then why can't I do for me too? If I say yes to them, then why can't I say yes to me too? If I show up for them, then why can't I show up for me too? If I give to them, then why can't I give to me too? If I create a situation where they can rest for themselves, then why can't I create a situation where I rest for me too? I want to start that movement. Just type it in the chat. If this is your space to say me too, starting tonight, put it in the chat. That is your declaration to yourself that it is about me too. Me too in this life. Me too. Yeah, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for doing that. So here are 3 ways I want you to choose you again. Here are 3 ways I want you to say me too for yourself this week. Here's the first way. I want you to ask yourself, and put this in your journal. I want you to ask yourself, when something is asked of you this week, because it will be, when something is required of you this week, and it will be, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do I actually want to do this? Do I actually need to do this? That's the first question I want you to ask yourself. When somebody comes to you this week and asks you for something, do I actually want to do this? Do I actually need to do this? That's the question I want you to ask yourself. Here's the second way I want you to choose yourself this week. I know. Here we go. You ready? Put it in your journal. I want you to put one thing, just one. I told you we don't move the world with a whole bunch of things. We move the world by making one decision at a time. Here's the thing I want you to put on your calendar this week. I want you to put one thing on your calendar this week. Let me say that again. I want you to put one thing on your calendar this week, not for them and they, but for you. Do you need to make a phone call? Do you need to go and see somebody? Do you need to set up a meeting? Do you need to cancel something? What do you need to say no to something? What is the one thing you need to put on your calendar this week? And then here's the third thing I want you to commit to doing this week. The Me Too. It's the Me Too challenge. Me too. I'm including me in my own life this week. Me too. Here it is. The third thing I want you to do this week, I want you to have some mirror talk with yourself. Yeah, I want you to close yourself in your bathroom and I want you to look at that beautiful person looking back at you in the mirror. Oh, yeah, it's been a long time since you had a conversation with her. But this week, you're going to have a Me Too conversation with her. This week, you're going to talk to her and you're going to ask her, sis, beautiful, gorgeous, what is it that you want? And she's going to reply back to you, I want whatever it is. I need whatever it is. I want you to have that conversation with her. As a matter of fact, I don't want you to do it one time this week. I want you to do it 7 times this week because we'll be back here this time next week. So that means every single day you're going to have mirror talk with yourself. Yeah, exactly. I want you to have that Me Too conversation. I'm including me in my life. That means I need to be talking to me. Yeah, the conversation about you in the mirror. What do I want this week? What do I need this week? That's part of your homework. Here's part 2 of your homework. Every morning, sis, I want you to get up and I want you to ask yourself, what do I need today? Do I need more peace today? Do I need more joy today? Do I need more love today? Not love for everybody else, but love for myself. What do I need today? And how do I create that for myself? What do I need? And how do I create it for myself? And then at the end of the day, I want you to ask yourself before you fall asleep, I want you to ask this, did I include myself in my life today? Did I include myself in my life today? That's a loaded question because we go through our lives choosing everybody else, but we forget to evaluate how we even show up for ourselves in our own lives. See, so much of our lives is on automatic pilot now that we don't even think about the ways that we go through our life. It's a Monday. This Monday looked the same as last Monday. It's a Tuesday. This Tuesday looks the same as last Tuesday. It's a Friday. This Friday looks the same as last Friday. But we fail to see how not being intentional about the way we show up creates what we call a Groundhog Day. Every single day begins to look the same. And before you know it, it's been 365 days and you look exactly the same as you did 365 days ago. You're sicker, your hair is grayer, or for some of us, our hair is thinning. We've gotten fluffier, our health is declined more. We've become less happy with our lives, less content with who we are and where we're being. Why? Because we haven't included ourselves in our lives. And so that's your homework. I don't want you to be so good at caring for everybody else that you become a stranger to yourself. Let me say that again. Don't be so good at caring for everybody else that you become a stranger to your own self. Do you even know who you are when you look at yourself in the mirror? That's why I want you to have mirror talk this week, because some of you don't even know what you look like. Some of you don't even know what your own voice sounds like. You've got all of these other voices that are talking to you who have their own wants and needs. And instead of choosing the voice that matters the most, you choose all of the other voices. And so this week, I want you to choose rest. This week, I want you to choose the word no. This week, I want you to make the appointment. This week, I want you to make the phone call. This week, I want you to register for the class. This week, I want you to settle down for you. Stop running to and here and fro and there and doing everything for everybody else. Settle down this week and have that conversation. Begin this week with me too. I matter, and include you in your life. Sis, don't live by default. You got to live by design. You are not default. You are not a default. You are the designer of your life. And so when did you stop choosing you? A long time ago. But starting tonight, it's me too. It's me too. It's me too because I only get one life. It's me too because I really do matter. It's me too because I deserve the life I dream of. It's me too because I want the best, not for them, but for me. It's me too because God still has you here for a reason and a purpose. And sis, I promise you, it's not to take care of everybody else. It's me too. Because listen, when the best comes out from me, I can give the best to everybody else. But I first got to be intentional about giving the best to myself first. And that, sis, is not selfish. So choose you starting tonight. Listen, if this message resonated with you, I want you to share this with a sister because she needs to learn that there is nobody else more important than her. It's the Me Too movement. It's the Me Too challenge. It's the Me Too live by design. I'm going to include me in my own life. Listen, have an amazing week this week. Get your homework done. Stop putting it off. Stop ignoring it. Stop choosing everybody else and choose you. And it's honestly one choice at a time. Are you going to choose you this week? Are you going to include you in your own on your own list this week? Include you in your life. And here's the other thing I want you to do this week. I want you to live by design. Have an amazing week, sis, because you are amazing.